Hey guys, I know I haven't been making videos in a while. I don't know, like, my setup has been a little dumb, so every time I've tried, I've just wanted to flip a table. Table flip. No, but I've been watching a lot of interesting things on YouTube that I'm just like, oh, hey, make a video about something like that. Or not make a video about something like that. But, I was watching The Amazing Atheist the other day, and he was talking about Rush Limbaugh, and the first thing America that Rush Limbaugh is ashamed of is the spending. The spending. I mean, from my understanding, that Bush was doing a lot of spending as well, but you don't see, that being an issue, or that was an issue. I don't think what Obama's doing is too bad, actually, personally. He's trying to create jobs, he's trying to create wealth, and, maybe there should be a thing where the rich shouldn't have all these loopholes, and their taxes should be higher. It's like, yes, they earn what they may, or whatever, but when you're just trying to keep it all for yourself and not help pay back to the society that you, in my personal opinion, you kind of like owe your very existence to, because think about it, that very same wealth in other like smaller countries you may not have. Like, if you were born in a place like Bangladesh, think about that. Like, you could have been some child laborer in Bangladesh and not be able to move up in the world. Or you could have lived in Africa and the government there sucks. I mean, you have a government that cares about your freedoms enough to let you be able to work up to that. Like, we have schools. Schools that allow you to go to college, which I'm sitting in a dorm room right now. You have that. Yes, taxes are a good thing, because if you didn't have taxes, you wouldn't have police, you wouldn't have schools, you wouldn't be able to call 911 when you were in danger, you wouldn't have firefighters, you wouldn't have a lot of the public services that we need, personally. Like, do you want to drive on a crap road? Well, if you live in South Dakota, that's all you're gonna get our crap roads. Or do you want to be able to drive on a better road with like minimum potholes? That's just my opinion, and I know I'm gonna get reamed for it because I always do, which I guess I don't really care. And another thing that kind of annoys me is the whole gun law things. Everyone's just like, oh, liberals are trying to take away our guns. That's not it at all. And Rush being ashamed of our spending, going back to that, he grew up, like, he was a teenager during segregation. He was in his 20s during Vietnam, a war that we had no freaking business. And it wasn't even a war, it was a police action. We had no business over there, and not... I mean, so he's pretty much saying that he's okay with segregating black people. Like, segregating people based on their skin color. Which, it's like, really, America has done some pretty shitty things, and you're now ashamed? I mean, a Republican can do the exact same thing that Obama's doing, and he'd be all for it. which is annoying. It's like freaking Ron Paul followers. Ron Paul is a freaking hypocrite. Like, he got all mad because he wanted to own like RonPaul.com, and like the people who own it were like, nope. And then he like complained to the same people, the United Nations, which he hates the United Nations. He's even said this, to try to get back his website. No, it's not his website, it's someone else's website, but they're like, well, nope, if you give us money, we'll sure, and you can have it. And he's all for, you know, free market. So therefore, major hypocrite there. And then a lot of the Ron Paul followers are like, oh, those people at RonPaul.com are being greedy. It's like, they're doing exactly what they believe in and what he so-called believed in as well, which politicians, they just ruffle my feathers. But there are some that I agree with on most things, like Obama. I do agree on most things with him. I am a activist, a strong activist for equality in general. I do a lot of LGBT rights things on campus. I speak up against hate. At least I try to. I speak up against poverty and how people demonize the hungry. It's like, if you're starving and you're poor, it's a lot of the times it's not your fault. Just saying, like, if you need a little extra help, I don't think there's anything wrong with a little extra help. Like, people demonize food stamps. There's a single mother out there and she needs to feed her kids. What's wrong with it? If she's working and she can't make, if she has like 2 kids and she can't make it without food stamps, why the hell not? She's still working. She's still trying her damnedest. She's still a good person just because she needs a little extra help. There's nothing wrong with that. Yes, there are people who abuse the system, but there are people who need it and don't abuse the system. And it makes me mad where people are like, let's reform this and reform that. It's just like, no. You're pretty much treating these people like, you're demonizing them. You're treating them like being poor is wrong. And it's not. And the children that live in poverty, how do you think that makes them feel? That makes them feel like there's something wrong with them just because they were born into poverty. And that's another great thing about America. Through education, you can rise above that. And you know, being poor sometimes helps with college because you get more Pell Grants back, and Pell Grants help a lot. And I know a lot of really cool people who were raised poor, and through government assistance they were able to make it through college, and now they speak up against, you know, poverty. Like, not speak up against it, I should say, you know, demonizing it. Like, you shouldn't demonize people in poverty. They speak for that, and, you know, they want to help. They're activists just like I am, and they're really intelligent, and I think their backgrounds have a positive effect on that. Like, there's a lady that I really adore that works at the college that I go to, and she runs a lot of the things, and she works alongside with the GSA, and I help her with like things as well. I was supposed to help with something called Vagina Monologues, but I was sick. But I also helped with the Hunger Banquet, which is really fun. Which doing that's like really fun, and I like doing things like that. I feel like I'm giving back to the community. I'm really passionate about helping others. And the GSA, we're having a clothing drive. Like, we're not just helping, the LGBT community, but we're helping the community around us as well, because it's the right thing to do. There are people out there that need things like that, and charity drives are awesome. I think clothing drives are awesome, and the Diversity Center does a really good job on canned food, so we want to do something a little bit different, because I feel like they have that covered as well. And that was just my little 7-minute rant. I'm gonna go. I will. Bye.